Hi everyone, today I'm here with my November wrap-up. In the month of November, in general, I've read 7 books. 2 of them were audiobooks and one of them I started literally last year and finally finished. So I'm really happy about that, but let's go through the books. The very first book I finished in the month of November was Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, which is the 5th book and the last one in the series. I give it 3 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed some of the others. I'm not exactly sure, but somehow it felt a little bit slow to me, or somehow that there wasn't enough action, although there was a huge conclusion thing. Still felt to me like it was a little bit too slow, or a little bit not enough for some reason. I don't know, maybe I just got a little bit kind of bored of the series or something. Not exactly sure what happened there, but yeah, I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the other ones, and like I said, I gave it 3 stars. But I still really enjoy the series. Don't think I'll ever reread it though, but still. The second book that I've read got really bad reviews, the ones that I've read at least, on Goodreads. But that is Cordially Invited by Zoe Sugg. All of the reviews that I've read are really, really negative. They're saying how it is nothing special, nothing really interesting, and that it's basically a waste of your time. I actually really enjoyed it. I mean, it is nothing really special. Again, I do agree with that. There aren't any life-changing moments or whatever, but I would say that, well, first of all, Zoe Sugg is a very famous YouTuber, British YouTuber. She's got a channel like lifestyle and beauty products and everything. And I do like her videos. I like the atmosphere of her videos because it's always so positive and so, I don't know, it just lifts me up every time I watch her videos. So I will always support her. And then I decided to buy this book. I pre-ordered it on WH Smith, so it is actually signed, my copy. I wouldn't say it's a waste of your time. I actually really enjoyed it because it was very cozy to read, even though there was nothing special, nothing new of the ways of doing things. By the way, I completely forgot to say what this book is about. This is basically like a seasonal guide to hosting any occasion, making memory out of every day. So there are a few occasions. The book is set into 4 different seasons, and there will be different celebrations, different types of things that you can do during every season. There are a few bits, let's say there's just garden party, and there will be a lot of photos, a lot of recipes in this book. I read it quite quickly, like a pizza party and whatever else. I really enjoyed it. It was really cozy, and it definitely, I would say, sets up the mood for every season. So if you need any kind of inspiration, you can always go to this book, even though, like I said, there's nothing really special. The decorations sometimes that she would be talking about, they would be really, really simple. I didn't even read through them because I would never use them. Like that one, for example, fabric tassel garland. I didn't even read it because I don't need to know about it, but I suppose if you want it, you can read through it and things like that. But yeah, there's nothing really special, nothing life-changing, but at the same time, I found it really cozy and really interesting and really cute. So I gave this book 4 stars. I'm probably the only person on earth who gave this 4 stars. The next book that I listened to was The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I gave this book 3.5 stars. The first half of the book was so fascinating, so interesting, exactly my sort of thing. How do I describe the plot of this book? It's basically about this girl whose grandmother dies, and then she discovers that potentially the stories that her grandmother told her about the Hazelwood are actually true, or something similar like that. So the first half of the book was really mysterious, really, really cool, really enjoyable, and really kind of leading to something more than it was. But the second half just became so bizarre for my taste. I did not enjoy it as much, so it kind of killed the mood for me because it was just a bit too strange and not my sort of thing. I would have enjoyed it a lot more. So it's kind of mixed feelings for me. I apologize for the changing light. The weather today is just unpredictable. It's sunny, it's raining, then it's sunny, then it's raining, and then it's just changing all day. But the next book that I finished was, like I said, the book that I started a year ago and finally finished it. And that is The Historical Guide about Great Britain. It is written in Russian. It was interesting, I must admit. I don't know, it's just I'm so bad at non-fiction that it took me a whole year to read it. So I enjoyed it. It's basically, there will be sections about like England, about Wales, about Scotland, Northern Ireland, and things like that. And there will be stories about different buildings, when they were built, how, what for, or some kind of ghost stories or whatever, something basically interesting. And there will be obviously photos. Mostly there would be black and white, but there are some sections of like these ones. And I found it so cool because there were a few places mentioned that I've actually been to. So that felt so cool. I've been to those places that are mentioned in a book. But yeah, I gave this book 3 stars because it was informative and entertaining. It just took me a whole year to read it. The next book that I finished was the one that I pulled out of my TBR jar box, and that was The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. I gave this book 4 stars or 3.5 stars. This one is set in 1893 in London. By the way, I've made a full review on it, so if you're interested, the link will be down below. And it is about this woman, Cora Seaborn. Her husband dies and she goes to a countryside with her son, and there she hears a story about the Essex Serpent, and now she's trying to find out if that is true or if it's just like a superstition or something. And there's also a vicar involved in this story as well, and obviously they have completely different points of view and they kind of contradict with each other. So that's the story. I enjoy this book. I'd say it's mostly focused on relationships of different people, not in terms of romance relationships. There is some romance in here, but it is not a typical romance, that's what I can say. It makes you think that one thing's going to happen, but no, something else entirely happens, and then it's just unpredictable romance. It's not a typical one. The Essex Serpent aspect in this book is so good. It is like set the whole atmosphere for a whole book, so I really enjoyed that aspect. And overall, it is a really good book. I really enjoyed it. The next book I read was another pick from my TBR jar, and that is A Fantastic Flying Journey by Gerald Darrell, a children's book. I read it in one sitting for about 2 hours. I really enjoyed this book. I actually filmed a review on it as well, but haven't edited or uploaded it, so if you're interested, please let me know because I do have it. But this was really, really cute. I gave this book 3 stars. It was about this man who suddenly lands into a garden where there are 3 children standing there, and he's saying that he's their grandfather, and he's asking them to help him to find his brother. So they're going on a journey around the earth, and it is so cute, like, because this author is also focused on animals and nature and everything. You kind of learn about different animals, and it is meant for children, but I think adults will enjoy this book as well. It gives you information about loads of different animals, where they live, where their habits are, what they eat and everything, what they look like, because there are illustrations throughout the whole book. There are, I think, almost on every page. And they're quite cozy. The style is quite cute, I would say. So it's just a translation, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that they've used the original illustrations from the English books. So I found it really cute and enjoyable, but I only gave it 3 stars because it was just, I don't know, not enough for me to really, really like it. And the very last book that I finished was The Diary of a Bookseller by Sean Bythel. I don't know how to pronounce the surname, but I listened to it as an audiobook, and I gave it 3 stars. It is basically like a memoir. I think that the author actually owns a bookshop, and he was just writing every single day for an entire year, and it's just about it. So I know that it is exactly what it is. It says it's like everyday life of a bookshop, but at the same time I didn't really enjoy it as much. There was nothing special, nothing to keep me really interested. And the thing that annoyed me quite a bit is that sometimes there would be mentioned, like a customer would say something or ask something, and it's supposed to be funny, and it could be funny, but then that was it. We didn't get the response, we didn't get the conclusion of that. So it just felt like he just said one phrase and that was it. And I wanted more from that, you know? So it wasn't my favorite thing, and I don't think there's anything special about this book, so I only gave 3 stars. That's all of the books that I've read in the month of November. I'm still currently reading Page to Screen, Harry Potter, The Entire Making Journey. I am at the point of starting The Prisoner of Azkaban, but I'm not quite there yet. Plus I started one more book, but I just didn't finish it, and I'm just going to mention it in the month of December, hopefully, if I finish it, because December is going to be a very, very busy month for me. So we'll see how things go. But yeah, I hope you had a lovely month of November. Let me know what you've been reading. What was your favourite book recently that you really enjoyed that took you by surprise? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!